through fire, through fear, through rebellion and redemption. This is the story of a people wandering for 40 years. Gather close, my friends, for I carry the tales of the ages. I speak to you as Malachi the Keeper, a humble guardian of ancient wisdom, here to recount a journey that has echoed through millennia. The Odyssey of a people known as the Israelites. As the book of Leviticus closes, having established sacred laws and rituals to guide the Israelites in purity and holiness, a new chapter begins, the book of Numbers, part of the Bible's Old Testament. This book continues the story of how God guided the Israelites after freeing them from slavery. For those unfamiliar with these ancient chronicles, let me explain. The Israelites had recently been freed from slavery in Egypt, a land of harsh oppression, and were now setting out to claim a promised land of abundance and peace. This land, originally promised by God to their ancestor Abraham, was to be a place of rest, prosperity, and divine blessing. Imagine a people freshly liberated, hearts filled with hope and trepidation, leaving behind all they had known to venture into a vast, untamed wilderness. At Mount Sinai, they encountered the divine. God gave them laws and rituals to guide their lives, and they experienced His presence through the sacred tabernacle, a large, ornate tent that served as a mobile temple, symbolizing God's presence living among His people. This was more than a place of worship. It was a living reminder that their lives were meant to be distinct and dedicated to a higher purpose. As they prepared to leave Mount Sinai, the Israelites were meticulously arranged according to divine instruction. At the very heart of their encampment stood the tabernacle, surrounded closely by the Levites, a special tribe chosen to maintain its holiness. Around them were the 12 tribes, each descended from one of the 12 sons of Jacob, a founding patriarch of Israel. Leading this formation was the tribe of Judah, representing strength and leadership. This precise organization constantly reminded them that their identity, unity, and destiny were deeply connected to the presence of the Almighty. In the days following their departure, the Israelites celebrated Passover, a sacred meal held each year to remember the night God rescued them from Egypt, sparing their homes during a deadly plague and leading them to freedom. Beneath a vast, starry sky, a mysterious cloud hovered above the tabernacle. This was no ordinary cloud. It was a divine guide, providing comfort and clear direction through the uncertainties of the wilderness. For those new to the tale, understand this. Passover was not merely a festive meal, but a profound act of remembrance, reinforcing God's unwavering promise of deliverance, even amid isolation and hardship. Yet, despite these divine assurances, human frailty quickly surfaced. The wilderness, with its barren landscapes and relentless trials, became a crucible where hope often met rebellion. Hunger, thirst, and fear began to chip away at the people's spirits. When they cried out for meat, God sent quail in abundance. But as the meat was still between their teeth, a deadly plague struck those consumed by craving. That place became known as Kibroth Hatava, graves of craving, a haunting reminder that even divine blessings can be overshadowed by greed, ingratitude, and a heart turned from trust. As the journey continued, deeper challenges awaited. Miriam and Aaron, siblings of Moses, the leader God had chosen to speak on his behalf and guide the people, questioned his authority, bringing conflict within the leadership itself. Yet they were not the only ones to challenge Moses. A man named Korah, along with 250 followers, rose up in defiance, claiming that all Israelites were equally holy and questioning why Moses and Aaron held unique leadership roles. In a stunning act of judgment, the earth opened and swallowed them, reinforcing that God himself had chosen Moses and Aaron to lead. Even Miriam, when she questioned Moses, was struck with leprosy, her skin turning white as snow, cast outside the camp for 7 days in shame. These moments reinforced the necessity of humility and unity among the people, for rebellion, whether bold or subtle, carried consequences. Then came the mission of the 12 spies, sent to scout the promised land. They returned bearing fruit and fear. 10 described fortified cities and giants that made them feel like grasshoppers, spreading panic through the camp. Only 2, Joshua and Caleb, spoke with courage, urging trust in God. But the people wept and rebelled, and fear prevailed. In response, God declared that this faithless generation would wander the wilderness for 40 years, until all had perished, and only their children would rise to inherit what they had refused to believe. Even Moses himself faced trials. In frustration, he disobeyed God's command by striking a rock for water rather than speaking to it as instructed, a seemingly small act, but one that revealed a moment of pride and impatience. This act barred him from entering the promised land, a powerful reminder that even leaders must submit fully to divine guidance. Yet hope was never lost. After the people rebelled again, complaining bitterly against God and Moses, God sent poisonous snakes among them as judgment, causing many to die. But in mercy, God instructed Moses to craft a bronze serpent and elevate it upon a pole. Anyone who looked upon the serpent in obedience and trust was healed, a powerful reminder that even amid judgment, God provided mercy and restoration to those who turned back to him. Finally, as they approached the promised land, a land abundant with promise, fertile soil, and flowing rivers, they encountered King Balak, the fearful ruler of Moab. King Balak, threatened by the vast number of Israelites nearing his borders, sought to weaken them through supernatural means. He hired Balaam, a mysterious seer whose spoken blessings or curses were believed to shape destinies, intending Balaam to curse Israel and bring misfortune upon them. Yet, every time Balaam attempted to speak curses, God himself intervened, transforming his words into profound blessings. Astonishingly, amidst these blessings, Balaam prophesied the rise of a remarkable leader, describing him metaphorically as a star who would emerge from Israel to bring salvation and hope to many nations, a profound hint at a future savior. As their journey neared its end, a new generation arose, tested by wilderness, shaped by trials, ready to inherit the promise. They fought bravely, claiming victories in battles, and beginning to settle into the lands they would soon call home. A new census, the second one in their journey, was conducted, marking a fresh chapter for a people ready to embrace their destiny. Moses stood ready, passing wisdom to these children of promise, urging them never to forget the invaluable lessons learned in the dust and hardships of their ancestors. My dear friends, the book of Numbers is more than a historical record of ancient wanderings. It is a reflection of our own journey through life. Each trial faced by Israel mirrors our personal struggles between faith and fear, obedience and rebellion. Just as God guided the Israelites through their wilderness with unwavering presence, so too does that same guiding hand reach out to us today. Hold these lessons close, for they are treasures meant to guide your journey. As we close the book of Numbers, we now open the book of Deuteronomy. This book is deep. It holds the last words of Moses, his final message, and his hope for the next generation. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss this next part of the journey. God bless you all.